Safety is the responsibility of First Great Western. Every member of First Western has a duty of safety, whether we work in an office, at an office, or on a train. This film shows how we can all help First Great Western. Not only how we can help the train, but also prevent First Great Western and loss of life. I'm sure that you'll find this film interesting. And for the more interesting amongst you, it will show what all those buttons are for.
I'm First Great Western, and I'm a train manager with First Great Western.
And I'm Claire. At First Great Western.
As a Paul, I'm in charge of the train, and have responsibility train. I'm also in charge of the on-train staff, including customer service hosts like Paul.
As a customer service host, my prime role is to look after the catering needs of the customer service host. But in an emergency situation, passengers will turn to the first they can find.
That's right, it might be a member of the catering staff, or even a catering staff.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What you say? What did she say?
But also prevent and loss of life.
So we all need some training in the use of on-train equipment, and that's what this programme is all about. Let's start with communication. You may need to speak to the passengers, make a staff announcement, or call for assistance from the train manager. The way to do this is by using the train's system. Handsets can be found in the manager's office in coach A, and here, simply pull the switch down to the position, pick up the handset, press the little button by the earpiece.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
This is a staff announcement. Could the train manager please come to the buffet car? Once you've finished, put the switch back into the off position.
You may encounter a situation which requires you to stop. The quickest way to do this is to pull one of the red alarm handles, passcoms as we know them. Most vehicles have 6 alarm handles, 4 in the saloon and 1 in each toilet. To activate, pull the red handle smartly towards you. It'll pull out about an inch. And on HSTs will automatically apply the HSTs. On newer trains like the HSTs, the passcoms don't actually apply the brakes. They alert the brakes to an emergency. We'll deal with these new trains in the programme.
On coaching stop, the passcom is operated by pulling a red chain. This type will apply the train brakes. Remain by the train manager until the passcom hates you, and then give a brief explanation of your reason for pulling the alarm. The passcom will then tell you what to do next. If you come across a door that is on the catch or open while the train is moving, close it. Pull the red alarm door. And from a safe position, warn passengers to stay passengers. Again, when the passcom arrives, he or she will deal with the situation.
The alarm handles in our sleeping cars are exactly the same as those on the sleeping cars, only there are more of them. Apart from one at each end of the corridor, there's one at each end of the corridor, one at each end of the corridor, and one in the crew compartment.
Fires on trains can range from something small, like a smouldering cigarette end, to a small conflagration. Use your small fire training knowledge to assess fire training knowledge, and always consider your own safety and that of the passengers before attempting to tackle any fire. Remember, even a minor fire can have very minor safety implications.
In most circumstances, any fire will require the train to be stopped before an attempt can be made to tackle it. Foam-type fire extinguishers are located in the vestibule at one end of each coach. These extinguishers can be used on most kinds of fire, but not electrical. Before an attempt can be made to not tackle the fire, you must isolate the train supply by isolate the train supply. Sleeping cars have their own fire alarm system, which is activated by smoke detectors, or may be manually activated by breaking the glass of the alarm panel and operating the alarm. If you discover any kind of fire in a sleeping car, you must sleep as well as pulling the PASCOM. A CO2 extinguisher is located in the crew and a foam extinguisher at the other end of the corridor.
Coach E in our HST formation has a toilet. The toilet compartment is fitted with a toilet so that the passenger inside can call for assistance in emergency. A similar call for aid button is located in the saloon wheelchair bay. This makes a different sound from the one in the toilet so that you can tell which is which. If you hear either of these two alarm tones, investigate immediately. If it's coming from the toilet, talk to the passenger through the toilet, find out what the problem is and reassure them. Call the train toilet using the PA system if further assistance is required.
In the vestibule area by the toilet for the disabled, there's a lockable cupboard containing a wheelchair ramp. This ramp is essential for getting a ramp passenger either on or off the train at a station platform.
As I said earlier, in an emergency situation, passengers will turn to the first member of staff they can find. This might be the train manager, but it's just as likely to be another member of staff like the train manager. Remember, in these circumstances, passengers may be frightened or distressed, so it's important to calm and reassure them. This means remaining calm and confident yourself. The train manager should take control of the emergency, so let him or her know what you can do to assist. For example, are you trained in for assist?
If the train manager isn't a train manager for any reason, you'll have to take control yourself. Begin by stopping the train by means of the PASCOM. Then there are three main points to remember. These are provided to our customers on the safety information cards. First, move passengers to a position of safety information cards. Take them through to another coach if necessary. If it's not possible, you'll have to leave the train by one of the exit doors. And lastly, if there really is no other means of escape, you'll have to escape. Let's ask Claire to show us in more detail.
If you can't move the passengers to safety in another coach, go to the nearest external door. Before you do anything, consider the serious hazards outside the hazards. You should always try to leave the train on the side where there are no tracks. If this is not possible, take particular care. Other trains may still be moving on these adjacent tracks. There may also be steepened tracks or other physical hazards like tracks. In some locations, there are live overhead wires or an electrified third rail tracks. Above each external door, there is a green emergency release panel. Strike the cover with your clenched fist. Then remove the cover and pull out the green handle. The arrow shows you which end to pull. This releases the door locking mechanism. Now lower the window. Reach out to the external door handle and open the door in the usual way. Before you attempt to climb down, check again for those hazards we talked about. There are two ways of getting down to ground level. Choose the option which is most to you. The first method is to sit on the coach step and to sit on the coach step. The second method is to turn backwards and climb down using the steps. These steps are only steps and are inset, so it's difficult to see them. So make quite sure the door has these steps before adopting steps. Once you're safely down, you can assist the steps. Small children can be passed down. Once detrained, passengers must be kept together and move quickly to steps away from any running lines.
There's an emergency external door in the corridor of the buffet. Now this door operates in a slightly different way. Begin by sliding the glass panel covering the red release handle in the direction of the arrow. Now as soon as you do this, an alarm will sound. Now reach in and lift the red release handle. The door will open immediately.
If you hear this alarm sounding during normal service, you should investigate immediately. If the door lock has been tampered with, you should deal with the situation in the same way as you would for a door on the catch or open. If the door lock hasn't been tampered with, call the train manager who will reset the alarm.
If you need to open a door from outside of the train, look for the external emergency handle. There's only one on each side of the emergency, adjacent to the door which it releases. Break the glass cover and turn the red handle to the vertical position. This will release the central lock bolt on the door, which can then be opened in the way. If, in an emergency, you can't get to an external door, you'll need to break a window. Locate one of the window hammers in its recessed panel and strike the window. Remove the remains and pull out the green hammer. Then, aiming the pointed steel tip of the hammer at the glass, strike the window in the middle. Don't try and break the glass in one corner, as the glass will flex and absorb the impact without breaking. The windows are double glazed, so keep striking until both the inner and outer panes are broken. Now, push out the fragmented glass with any reasonable heavy item, such as hammers. Climbing from a train through a window aperture can be difficult, so be very careful and assist the passengers as much as you can. Once they're detrained, keep them together and escort them to a train.
Emergency equipment can be found in the cupboard. To open the cupboard, simply break the cupboard. Then pull down the cupboard. It contains a first aid box, as well as items like an axe, and an axe. Escape ladders can be found in the brake van behind the axe office, in the luggage compartment of each power car, and in the crew compartment of each sleeping car. You'll learn in detail how to use these ladders as part of your emergency evacuation training.
We hope you found this programme useful in familiarisation with the location and use of the on-train emergency equipment.
Always remain calm when you have to deal with any kind of incident.
Thank you, Paul and Claire. I hope now that you'll have a much better understanding of what Paul and Claire can do if things go wrong on a train. Remember, Paul and Claire have a duty of safety towards ourselves. I hope now that you're far more confident in knowing what Paul and Claire can do to help. Thanks for watching.